Today's Clash Royale video is an epic one. There's the final day of the $1 million CRL qualification for the Clash Royale League finals, and we need to get top 128 to keep our world finals hope alive. If we can do this or not, or if we completely fail the last day, this is what you're gonna find out in today's video. Game number 1 here, we are currently I think 7-1, so 6-1 or 7-1. 7-1, I don't really 100% sure. So 2 more games for sure we need to win here. Yeah, so you could think now, okay, I was before the day really started, I was top 30 in the world before I did my games. But the thing is, it's not like you can just climb like the global tournament, right? If you're like at 20-0, there's no reason to not play anymore. But the same is like with ladder. If you have like on the trophy highest ladder like 6,000 trophies or 7,000 trophies, you can still drop. And this is the same in the leaderboard system with the CRL qualifier stage 2. You can actually drop positioning. And there were some players, I think Sam actually was at top 60, 70, and then he had a really rough last day and he dropped out of the 128. So there's between like having the risk, dropping really low, but also trying to get as high as you can for the seeding for stage 3. For sure, if you like get like top 1, you will face 128. If you get second, you face 127. So I think it makes sense, like how I explained that. So it makes for me also sense to push. Yeah, because I'm like always like a guy, take the risk, and I'm just trying my best. So we're going for a Zappy, he goes in for a Snowball, and I follow at least, okay, I have like a big elixir advantage, but watching a replay here just shows me that I'm not really that high on elixir. So I'm gonna play my lava now in the back, and also stage 3, just like you know, already starts at the 27th of August. So yeah, 1 more week to go, and it's going to be a double elimination bracket, and the top 32 I think qualifies. So rough, important, doesn't really matter. Even if you get first now, if you lose 2 rounds, you're out. You won't qualify. So I'm going to drop my Skelly Dragons here on top of the Barbarians. So far, so good. Now I'm just going to drop my Mighty Miner here at the bridge and the Mighty Miner just to apply pressure since I knew his Barbs out of cycle. And look at this. Now I'm going to use my ability here early. That's pretty great. He goes in for a missed log, and now look at this. The Megamine also goes into left, which is perfect for us since now I can go in for the balloon here at the bridge. If he goes in now for his Musketeer, also really weird deck, but the thing is, like, you could think his deck doesn't make sense, but he's a one-trick with that. He's like using his deck all the time, so I knew I kind of need to expect this deck from him. So the balloon gets a ton of shots here. We are in fireable range, but look now at this defense. This is an absolutely good defense. So he goes in for another Megamine, and we are struggling, right? I need to go Tombstone here low. Actually, we're defending this one, and now I'm just going to use my Skelly DC, and look at this perfectly timed zap. You could think my tower's down, but we're actually keeping that alive, and now it's time for me to go in just with a fireball on top of the troops here, or like top of the tower, and just chill here. 20 more or like 10 seconds remaining. Fireball coming down on the tower, and I can just kite the giant over 1-0, and we're looking really good for sure. My goal is to get at least the top 20, but for sure a top 10 would be even greater for the seeding. So guys, here we are in the second game versus Mini Antonio. I need to tell you guys, this deck is this game is absolutely crazy since we are waiting. So why are we waiting? I think I'm just gonna cycle a Snowball here, and then I'm waiting. So the reason I'm waiting in this matchup is, like, look at my starting hand. I could go in for an Eastbird, but Eastbird, a King activation really matters in this matchup. We could also drop the Archer Queen, doesn't really make sense. Poison doesn't really make sense since Archer Queen is like our only really good answer. And going for Mega in the back is also a bad play. So the only real thing I can do, even I don't really like to do it with a Mega and Bridge deck, is just wait. So we're just gonna go here, and I can tell you guys this game, oh my god! When it's starting, it gets absolutely massive, and I feel like I was playing this game for 10 seconds, and after that, we already got over the finish line. So just gonna chill, I'm just gonna relax, and just gonna wait. So even like we're going to double X, I still don't really want to do the first play. So opponent is going to drop his G-Scale in the back. I want to go in for my Archer Queen. Why Archer Queen? It's just the safest play, right? I can go now for my wait here for my Mini Packer in the back. Okay, now I'm just gonna go in here for my Mega Knight on top of that. And I knew he couldn't really play Piggy since my Mini Packer was on the right side, and this was really smart Mini Packer. So Zappies are out. This is why I'm going in here. I was thinking about going for a Poison, but I thought like, okay, this might be a bit too aggressive. And now look at that. Look at the Arch Queen ability. And he was like, okay, I'm just gonna let it go. He just lets go, and it's going now all in. So I'm gonna use my E-Spirit here. I'm just gonna go Snowball here. And now I'm just gonna use the MK. And he goes in the opposite. I can expect that, but the good thing is for me, I still have the Ghost. But I was kind of worried because his Ghost will splash through my Ghost. So I was like, okay, I just need to keep that alive and wait until Zeppies and yeah, his Zeppies are out and kind of something is tanking for his Fisherman. Since that's like his only real reset. So I'm now gonna go in here for my stuff here, since the mini pack and Ghost still tank, and now I'm just gonna go for a Snowball here and look at this. We kind of got lucky, ran with a broke through, and what an interesting game. Game number 2 here, or the final game against Juju. It was all about winning this one. I think at this point, I don't really know my score, but I was like, okay, I need to win this one to have a final chance for the top 10. So if I lose this one, I'm not going to get top 10 anyway. If I win this one, I have a chance at least to get top 10, or at least to secure a top 20 finish at least. It's really hard to tell, since when I'm recording this video, I will also show you guys afterwards like how I finished this video. It's still like 10 hours remaining. I can't do any games anymore. So I'm just going to go now for my Hawk Rider here, since people which started playing later can for sure also play later anymore, since you can just do like 10 games every 24 hours, so you can kind of decide you want to play in the morning, you want to play in the afternoon, and so on. I think it's pretty simple to understand. So we're going here against this type of deck. And I need to tell you guys, this deck is yeah, really good deck itself. I mean, I'm just gonna use here my Hawk Rider here on the left side to pressure him, since his screen is out of cycle. And when his screen is out of cycle, I most of the time, and especially when his cast out of cycle, I like to go and Hawk at the bridge, since yeah, since I don't really want him to build up a huge push. If he goes in for Archer Queen plus G Skelly, that's pretty tough. So as you guys can see, we're going here with the Archer Queen ability, and so far we are just chilling and kind of want to wait what he does. So I'm gonna use like my Hawk Rider, I think, next. I'm gonna wait here. I'm not really 100% sure what I'm gonna do. But I think we're just gonna go Hawk EQ there. Pretty aggressive, since I can, I guess. So yeah, he goes in for this, for Strill. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go Hawk EQ here, especially because he didn't have Skellies in Cycle. So if your opponent doesn't have Skellies in Cycle, you just want to go and Hawk EQ. It's a really solid move, and as you guys can see, perfect Ice Spirit, and then we're going for the log. So best of the duels format. I also, if you guys like watch this video first, I recommend you watch. I recommend you watching also the last 2 parts of the CRL second stage. I did like a video 3 days ago, 2 days ago. Now this is like 3 parts which are uploaded, just to let you know like that you kind of make it like in the first video. I'm gonna explain you the full format and stuff. So if you're like new to the channel, new to this format, you can check that out. So once again, Queen on the side, we're doing this, and now I have my Queen on the map, I have my G-Skelly here, and we're doing a really good job. So once again, I'm pressuring opposite lane, since I knew, okay, we can get a ton of value out of that. But now we got a bit lucky here, to be fair, since his Queen dies. I think he thought that my Archer Queen is actually targeting the G-Skelly, but didn't, so we're just gonna go with this. And right now I'm just gonna go Hawk EQ, since I know he needs to go Cannon, and I can just let it connect. Now I'm just gonna go in for my Skeletons here, going for a log, and look at this, really clean and awesome victory. 1-0 ahead, let's just get another win. So guys, the second game, actually pretty good deck pick from me. I'm also with Jules as my helper. He actually got number 2 in the world last year in the Clash Royale League World Finals with Mo. Currently helping me, he's a really great guy. And you tell you guys, for me at least, right now, after playing this 50 games over 5 days against the best players in the world, it was really hard. I guess, or I personally think this was a really great stage, kind of sorting out the good players, the good 20-win challenge players, and also the bad ones, which don't really deserve to go to Worlds or have any shot to go to Worlds. But it also was, as a player, tough. You need to be focused over the full day. The pressure is there. I mean, from now on, the pressure gets even higher. You cannot really lose any games anymore. But I think you guys know what I'm talking about. Or maybe you don't, but playing focused with so much money, so much fame on the line, it's not easy. Especially against the best players in the world, you always need to be focused. And you know, the stage, that's the thing, right? The stage for pro players is kind of easy. And it's also what the pressure does to you, right? You're gonna think, okay, it's easy. You're underestimating opponents, since you know, okay, they like just have a 6,000 trophy record. But you still need to remind, it's still Clash Royale, right? Matchup still, like, they're still being part of that. So if you have a bad matchup, you're losing. That kind of tilts you, especially if you lose the first game out of 10. This is kind of really horrible, I would say. And actually, second or like in the 4th day, I also lost my first game, and I was pretty tilted about that, since you're going into that. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to face a really good player. I just want to get a ton of points. So I faced Capcom, I lost 2-1, and yeah, even I really went on a really good streak this day, it still does something to your confidence. Still, yeah, also the point system is kind of interesting since you don't sometimes know how much you're gonna lose. So this is the problem sometimes with this. You don't really know how much you're losing, so you always need to be focused. And as I said, some players did really well their first 4 days, but at the end, that's the crunch time. It matters now, and if you're losing now and you're out, everything was like you just wasted 50 games. You wasted 10 hours of playing Clash Royale, focusing for nothing. No money, no anything, not anything. Nobody cares about that. Nobody will ask about that. You just wasted. So this is just like kind of from my personal experience as a player, how much pressure is really on you. So look at this game. So Drill, Bridge Spam is one of the most solid decks. We got a Golden Light nerf. Doesn't really matter. This deck is still so good. So also a good deck since there are a ton of cards in the deck which you don't really need in other decks, right? The Cannon card, the Magic Archer, the Ewis, Dark Prince, Barbaro, Tornado. These are all cards which you can use in other decks, but they're not currently in the best meta decks, right? It's like Hawk Rider. You don't really need any card in any Hawk Rider deck, right? And like Mortar Miner Control, you don't have any miner in the deck. So Lockbait, you don't really have any Lockbait card in your deck. You could also use the Ghost and stuff. The Dark Prince if you want to. I think it's actually the better version, but in this game I had the Dark Prince instance where the Ghost, I think in a Royal Giant deck. So the Golden Knight connects. We are gonna get this win. GG's, well played. I'm just gonna tornado this. I'm gonna go duel here and we're winning this one. And let's look now at the leaderboard how we are finishing stage 2 of the $1 million CRL competition. So as you guys can see, we're currently top 10 in the world for sure. I guess since we're like still 10 hours remaining, we will drop a bit, but still I'm pretty proud of myself since I streamed every single game live and I was recording. I was like focusing on a ton of stuff, kind of stressed out a bit, but still top 10. I'm really proud of myself since a ton of top players didn't make it. Schwarzen didn't make it. Sam is really close. So a ton of good players also didn't make it. So I'm pretty solid, or like pretty happy with my performance. That I went so consistent. Never had a bad day. My worst was an 8-2 performance. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and wish me a ton of luck for stage 3. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and also the last 3 parts of stage 2 as much as I did. Thank you so much for all the support. Have an awesome rest of your day.